Hello, Ross Jordan with Incoring International. We are talking today about Section 12 in CMMC compliance for Level 1. This is the security assessment. So our three questions we talk about all the time, right? What's this mean in plain English? What's this mean to your company? And what questions do I ask my IT team? So in plain English, this is the pen test. This is what you know you should be doing on a regular basis. You're probably, though, doing only an external pen test. You need to be doing an internal pen test as well. We'll talk a little bit more about that. So what's this mean to your organization? This is basically showing you where the screen doors are on your submarine. This is showing you where the holes are. Now, you need to, one, be aware of it as an organization so that you can watch these areas. But two, you need to know no company's perfect. So you work towards perfection in fixing things. A lot of organizations nowadays offer, with their pen tests, an ongoing service. So it's more than just a point in time. Highly recommend this. For your company, you're going to get updates all the time. Your phones will update. Your computers will update. Your software, firmware, hardware will all update. And it's forced updates a lot of times because it's patching. What you don't probably realize is that fixing that issue might open or expose other items, or maybe they don't work anymore, or maybe because this was delivered to your organization, the tool that you thought was protecting it no longer works. So an ongoing pen test is something that I would highly recommend that you look at doing. Typically, with an ongoing pen test, it's going to cost you about the same as an annual would anyways. A lot of times we see quotes out for about 36 to 45, depending on how many domains you have. That's usually the price of doing it as an ongoing service. It's less expensive for you because it is ongoing. And maybe they don't have to do everything at once. They start with the primary area first and then work other areas around and come back to the bad ones every so often. So make sure that you're considering that. That's a good move for your company. Also, too, this is your plan of action. Remember, documentation is critical when it comes to CMMC. So document what you found. Document where the holes are. Now, make sure that that document is secured. You don't want the bad guys getting into your organization and finding it, because then you've just basically said, oh, here's where you go. But make sure that it's documented with task-driven resolution. So we found this, Bob is going to work on that. We found that, Susie's going to work on that. But also to add the timeline. It needs to be done by this date, by this time. So that way, as you do the review, as you do the audit regularly, you can come back and make sure that those things have been done. Monitor this and continuously update it. Okay, this is not something you do set aside and forget about. This needs to be done regularly. Also, too, it is highly, highly, highly recommended that you have this done by an outside organization. Do not rely on your internal IT team to tell you where the holes are. Bad move. Just don't do it. I don't think they'll be malicious in like leaving something open on purpose, but they may not want to fix something because it's hard or it's difficult or it's going to take a lot of man hours or they're busy fixing printers on somebody's desk. Whatever the case is, just make sure this is done by an external organization to you and not something done internally. The remediation needs to be done internally, but make sure that the security assessment itself is done by somebody else outside of your organization. So now let's talk about the questions you ask your IT team. The most important one is, have we done this recently? And when was it? And then the next question should be, what were the results? From that, then ask, who remedied what we found? Was there an internal pen test done? And if it was, what did it find? You need to ask very difficult questions here. This, again, like I mentioned earlier, this is the screen door on your submarine. There is problems in your network. There is problems that exist in your environment. You've got to fix these things. So find out what they are, be direct, and get the answers to what do we got to do to fix that. This is another place to talk about budgets. We can't fix this because, okay, great. What do you need to fix that going forward? How does that impact other things within our organization? When we repair this, what other systems within our environment are going to be impacted by that change? A lot of times it's really easy to throw a fix at something, not realizing how it impacts other things. So don't let them get away with just fixing something. Understand how that impacts other parts of the organization as well. I love this one too. Show me the list. And that is, show me the list of things that we've done since then. Show me the list of who's done those things since we had this audit done. The security assessment is so important because it truly does give you a point in time reference as to what needs to be fixed. the challenge becomes other things come up in business and we push this off and we forget about it. And then you get another pen test and it's like, oh yeah, that happened again. No, you can't do that, especially in a CMMC or SOC 2 or any other GDPR compliance. You pick the acronym. This has to be done. And this has to be done with diligence in so much that you finish what you find. You got to fix it. So there you go. If you have any questions, give us a call at Inquiring. We'll be glad to help.